Okay, Jacob, fire away. And we also have Mark Medina and Gary Washburn here, so they might have a question or two.
All right, CJ, first question is coming from Dwight James with NBC Sports Northwest.
CJ, what did you think of that game overall? How do you feel about the way it went?
I thought we competed. I thought, especially in the first half, we did a good job getting after it defensively, getting over screens, funneling them to the big fellas. I thought we did a good job of defending the three early in the game, but late in the game, not as well. I think they took 22 to 25 threes in the first half, so it was only a matter of time before they started making some, and they did in the second half.
Next question is coming from Mark Medina with USA Today.
Right here.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good to see you. How you holding up?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Bubble life, you know how that goes.
Glad to hear. Well, I was curious. Chris Paul was saying earlier today that plan was to talk with Michelle Obama tomorrow. I was wondering what you hope comes out of that, obviously with the efforts you guys are doing down there.
Yeah, the call was actually today. I was on the call for a little bit in the locker room before the game, more so just educational purposes, being able to ask questions about the importance of voting, how we can continue to empower our brothers and sisters to vote, our neighborhoods to vote, and what that means not only at the national level, but the state and local level, and the type of impact that we can have as a whole, as African Americans, as Blacks who are in a position of power, how we can continue to spread that positive energy and try to make it as easy as possible for people to get to the polls. Obviously, there's some voter suppression that goes on in a lot of cities, and it'll be nice if they continue to open up and figure out ways to allow us to be able to submit votes via the mail.
Do you have any plan for the first game of how to handle any sort of protest or anything?
I'm still figuring it out. We'll collectively try to come up with something as a unit. I think CP's getting ready to gather some guys on the call and kind of figure out where everybody stands, what everybody wants to do before individually acting.
Next question is coming from Casey Holdall with Trailblazers.com.
Hi, CJ. So obviously Hassan doesn't play in the first scrimmage. Dame doesn't play in the second. Are you at all concerned about not having everyone together to kind of work things out before that first game versus the Grizzlies?
As long as we're healthy, we got action.
Our next question's coming from Jamie Hudson with NBC Sports Northwest.
TJ, this was our first glimpse at seeing Hassan and Nurk start together. So how would you assess their start together? And then also, do you think Nurk's competitive nature that we saw tonight, and it's just a scrimmage, do you think that is contagious too in a scrimmage?
I think they did a good job, especially considering the circumstances of getting their first action out there together, figuring out who's going to dive, who's going to pop. We're limited in play calling right now as we get ready for the actual game. So I think all in all, they competed. They protected the basket, played off of each other. Nurk's going to compete every night. Whiteside's going to compete every night, and that's what we love about both of them. Obviously, for Nurk, he hasn't played in over a year, so it doesn't matter if it's a scrimmage or not. He's still going to go out there and compete and be his best self.
Next question is coming from Aaron Fentress with the Oregonian.
Hey, CJ, obviously you and Dame can play a ton of minutes when this thing really gets going for real, but at some point, Simons and Trent probably need to contribute. How would you assess their play so far through two scrimmages?
Who's play?
Gary Trent and Anthony Simons.
I think they've both competed in different ways. Obviously, G's a guy who brings energy on both sides of the ball. He's accepted the challenge of guarding some of the tougher offensive players and has played well. He's competed. They practiced really well independently away from this, and you guys don't get to see that. But I think when it's time to really get after it in about a week, I think we have a lot of guys who are capable of helping us. Obviously, we have 8-game season and it's over, or we continue to extend it and play in the playoffs. So we're not going to leave any bullets in the chamber.
Are you prepared to play a ton of minutes in those games, like 40 or more?
I'm prepared.
Is that going to be the plan, maybe?
I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to get into the plan.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you, CJ.
Stay blessed.
Thank you, sir.